And you'll notice many of you are probably familiar with the story of Simon's writer. He lives out in Hiram, Ohio. He's a next-door neighbor to John and Elsa Johnson. Simon's writer was baptized 2 days before this revelation was given. He's a convert of 2 days when the Lord gives this revelation, and in the revelation, he's called to take Heman Bassett's place on this mission. There's only one problem. We have a slight complication. Simon's writer spells his name with a Y. And in the revelation, Joseph spelled it with an I. And it caused this 2-day convert who came out of the Campbellite congregation there. He had leadership in the Campbellite group. It caused him to say, wait a minute, if the prophet can't even spell my name right, then I wonder if he can really get the revelation right to send me on this mission. It's going to be a short time later when Simon's writer leaves the church, and he is going to join with Ezra Booth as two of the most active people in trying to destroy the church and Joseph and everything that has been built up. Isn't it ironic? Look at this in English. Look how this works. This is actually a question. Why? Why did you leave the church? And the answer is way more complex than just a spelling. This was just one issue of many that led Simon's writer to disaffect himself from the church and then fight against it. But it seems to be one of the key starting points for him. Line upon line works in an upward direction, and line upon line works in a downward direction too. Why did he start this process? Isn't it interesting that the focus was on I? The focus is on me. And brothers and sisters, this reminds me of one of those beautiful verses in the book of Isaiah in chapter 29, where Isaiah speaks of people making a person an offender because of a word, or in this case, an offender because of a letter that starts that slide downward away from the prophet. It's a sad story. I love what President M. Russell Ballard said on one occasion, speaking to the young adults in the church. He said, "We may be general authorities, but we're not authorities in general. You can't expect them to be absolutely perfect on everything. When somebody is set apart to be an apostle or a prophet and hands are laid on their head, or at a more local level as a stake president or a bishop or a primary president or a Leaf Society second counselor or a young woman's secretary, whatever the calling may be, that setting apart doesn't bring with it perfection and all knowledge and all power. These are people who are going to do the work of the Lord, but they may occasionally mess up on some things that, quite frankly, aren't as important in the eternal scheme of things. And so we just need to be careful that we give people the benefit of the doubt and not make them an offender for a word.